Hey guys, Sarah Halina here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at some Black Widow theories, so stay tuned. Alright, so we've had plenty of time to speculate on what is going to happen in Black Widow. So I figured I would look at some of my favorite theories floating around on the internet. Some of these theories are plausible, I can see them playing out in Black Widow, and some of them are just plain out there. But they are so out there that I love them. So I've included them in this list. Let's just get into it. Melina / Iron Maiden is the true big bad. That's right. The masked man or woman that Natasha and her Russian family are facing off against in the trailers isn't actually the big bad at all. Now, Taskmaster is a foe, but true villain? No. That title falls on one Iron Maiden. Because Iron Maiden is the true twist villain of this movie. Now, I am all for twist villains, and having Melina betray her family is something that I theorized when I said that she would be revealed as Taskmaster. Iron Maiden has a history with Natasha in the comics, so it kind of makes sense to pull from that. And if we were getting more Black Widow movies with Natasha, if Natasha was alive in a post-Endgame world, yeah, I could see this theory 100% happening. But since it seems like we're only getting one Black Widow movie featuring Natasha, and Natasha died in Endgame, and all the theories seem to be pointing to Taskmaster at various points in the movie, being the villain, I just don't see this twist happening, even though I would 100% love it. Taskmaster is a clone of Natasha. Ah yes, the elusive Taskmaster. A lot of theories on here are going to be about Taskmaster. The only main character that doesn't have an actor attached to them. I was fully prepared to go down with the Melina's Taskmaster theory, fully prepared. I still haven't quite let go of that, despite this image from the trailer. Taskmaster being a clone of Natasha just might actually be my favorite Taskmaster theory. And the beauty of it, I can see it being 100% true. So, Rachel Weisz, who plays Melina, basically had this to say at Comic-Con 2019.
And she's also deeply involved in a kind of scientific experiment, which I cannot tell you about because it's part of the story we can't talk about.
A scientific experiment that she can't talk about because it's part of the story that they can't talk about? Come on. It's right there. And the thing is, she hasn't let it go. She went on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where she again brought up the fact that Melina is a scientist.
Well, she is a Black Widow. She's been trained as a Black Widow spy. She's highly skilled spy and scientist. She runs a kind of a pig farm. And that's where, in fact, the family have met me at my scientific lab, where I also keep pigs, which I experiment on. Yeah.
You're a pig farming scientist.
So, Melina being a scientist seems to be the running thing here. Rachel has said it several times already. What if the scientific experiment that Melina is involved in is cloning, and they cloned Natasha? Natasha was the star pupil of the Red Room. But if we look at Natasha's nightmare in Avengers Age of Ultron, it looks like she's pretending to fail in order to avoid the graduation ceremony.
You'll break them. Only the breakable ones. You're made of marble. We'll celebrate after the graduation ceremony. What if I fail? You never fail. sloppy, pretending to fail. The ceremony is necessary for you to take your place in the world.
I have no place in the world.
Exactly.
If the Red Room suspected that she was not loyal to them or to Russia, it makes perfect sense that they could have found some sort of way to use her DNA to recreate Natasha's skill, but also kind of rewire her brain to be the loyal soldier that she was supposed to be. Look, we may not see Iron Maiden, and Melina may not be Taskmaster, but Melina very well could be the mastermind behind everything going wrong in this movie. I like it. I'm still not ready to let go of the fact that Melina is somehow a villain in this. Taskmaster is just one of many clones. Okay. We're sticking with the cloning. So, what if Taskmaster is revealed to be a clone of essentially somebody else? Like, it makes perfect sense that Taskmaster is the clone of Natasha, but if Taskmaster is the clone of somebody else, it opens the door for cloning. And I think sort of the perfect way to sort of wrap all this up is to have like a post-credit scene or even the end of the movie sort of like reveal that there is a clone of Natasha sitting on ice. Look, it'd be a way to get Scarlett Johansson back in the MCU in the future. It would give her the opportunity to play a different version of Natasha. But also the perfect opportunity to gaslight the Avengers. Like, if they're sitting there and they come across Natasha, they're going to sit there and think they're losing their grip on reality because Natasha's dead. So how is she there? How am I seeing her right now? I don't know. Look, I'm grasping at straws because I'm still not over Endgame. Let's get Natasha back in the MCU. Let's get Scarlett Johansson back in the MCU. Some way, somehow. Taskmaster is part of the Winter Soldier program. Okay, so we see Taskmaster getting orders from Dreykov to bring her home. And while we don't necessarily know who this her is, we're assuming it's Natasha, but maybe not. I don't know. There is one thing that has been consistent with Taskmaster, and that seems to be that Taskmaster is a silent soldier, completing orders similarly to how Bucky was when he was under Hydra's control. Now, it's possible that the reason we haven't actually heard Taskmaster speak is because eagle-eyed fans might be able to discover who is under the mask. But it's also possible that Taskmaster is just a brainwashed assassin from the Winter Soldier program. I mean, we do know that there are more Winter Soldiers out there, thanks to Captain America Civil War. Look, it's not my favorite Taskmaster theory, but it's plausible. Melina is Dreykov's daughter. Alright, what if the her that Taskmaster is ordered to bring home by Dreykov is actually Melina? Because Melina's his daughter. What if he needs his daughter back home with him for some reason? Like, we know that Natasha has a history with Dreykov's daughter, and it is not good, thanks to this clip from Avengers.
I got red in my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
Can you? Can you wipe out that much red? Dreykov's daughter, Sao Paulo, the hospital fire. Barton told me everything.
Could Melina in fact be Dreykov's daughter that Natasha has guilt over? Like, maybe Melina will betray her family because of this. Or maybe she is working with her family to get back at her father because he's doing something that she doesn't agree with. Look, I don't know. Anything's possible. And Whether or not Dreykov's daughter is Melina or not, I do feel like we will be getting more details about what happened between Dreykov's daughter and Natasha, because Dreykov is in this movie. We'll learn what happened in Budapest. Ah yes, the comment in Avengers that probably wasn't supposed to mean anything but became this huge deal. Scarlett Johansson confirmed that we will learn what happened in Budapest in the Black Widow movie. But just what exactly happened in Budapest, and why do Clint and Natasha not seem to remember it the same way?
Just like Budapest all over again!
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
Many people believe that it was one of Natasha and Clint's many S.H.I.E.L.D. missions together, but what if that's not the case? Like, what if Budapest was where Clint recruited Natasha after he was sent to kill her? She's working for the KGB, he's working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe we'll see the start of Natasha's S.H.I.E.L.D. life. After all, learning what Clint saw in Natasha that caused him to defy orders is another one of those moments that seems like it will never be answered. So we learn more about Natasha, we learn what Clint saw in her that caused him to literally defy his orders to kill her. It's a win-win all around. Natasha has royal blood. Okay. So, this theory, quite simple. Because Natasha's last name is Romanov, she is a descendant of the Romanov royal family. Okay. Admittedly, this is one of the farther-fetched theories. Simply because how on earth would they reveal this? Like, there's no way that I can see them revealing this where it doesn't seem forced. And, like, why reveal it now? Like, it seems like something that could have been revealed a lot earlier. Especially when Natasha went looking for her family.
After everything happened with S.H.I.E.L.D., during my little hiatus, I went back to Russia and tried to find my parents. 2 little gravestones by a chain link fence.
It seems like the perfect opportunity to reveal it then. But, you know, whatever. Look, I would love confirmation that Natasha is indeed descended from royalty. But I don't think we're getting any of that. And it will just have to be a headcanon situation. Natasha never defected from Russia. So the theory basically states that when Natasha joined S.H.I.E.L.D. and eventually the Avengers, she was actually a double agent working to get intel for Russia. And that her switching sides in Civil War was in order to cause maximum chaos. Alright, to be fair, I heard this on a Most Bizarre Black Widow Theories podcast. I can't remember which one it was. I listen to a lot of MCU podcasts. But basically, in the podcast, they were supposed to come up with theories that were meant to be completely out there and bizarre. But I had to include it in here because even though this theory doesn't make much sense, and I would be mad if they revealed this to be the case, I would also be slightly impressed at the same time. Like, I mean, I think we've all pretty much predicted every single outcome that can come from this movie. You know, we've had years to speculate on this. But I would never expect the fact that Natasha never defected from Russia to be revealed. Like, the movies moved Natasha forward so that she can essentially wipe out the red in her ledger. But another reason why they wouldn't go this route is there's no fallout from it. Like, Natasha is dead. No one would discover and get to confront her over it. Like, they might discover it, but there's no confrontation that could be had with it. There's no reason to do it, honestly. I do feel like, though, that we will see the dynamic of what it's like to betray your country and your family and your team, but it will come in the form of Natasha betraying Russia, Yelena, Alexei, Melina, all of that, by defecting from Russia to America. We will see the Red Room training from different perspectives. The Red Room and its training is something that we haven't gotten much details on in terms of MCU canon. I mean, we have Natasha's Age of Ultron nightmare, and Agent Carter dove into it a little bit with Dottie, but Black Widow is bringing Natasha back home to Russia, the introduction of fellow Red Room graduates Melina and Yelena, as well as a whole lot of Black Widows that seem to be after them. It makes sense that we will see some flashbacks to the infamous Red Room and its training methods. But I think that we will see it from different perspectives. Not only will we see it from Natasha, Yelena, and Melina's perspective, but we will also see what it's like for the current Black Widows in the Red Room. I think it'd be fun to see it from a whole bunch of different perspectives. Yelena will betray the family in the end. So, if there was a theme to this whole entire video, it would be me trying to find different ways that Melina would turn against Natasha and the family and turn out to be a traitor. But it could very well be Yelena who turns out to be the traitor. I don't think it will be a case of Natasha learning that Yelena is double-crossing her, and I don't think Yelena will be on the opposing side throughout the movie. I can definitely see Yelena being team family and, sticking by their side, but an opportunity coming about at the end. Maybe she's approached by Thaddeus Ross, who is confirmed to be in Black Widow, with an offer that she can't refuse. Or maybe she's approached by Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who appeared in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, recruiting John Walker for some unknown plan of hers. Maybe she's gonna be trying to recruit Yelena too. After all, it was rumored, not confirmed, rumored, that Julia Louis-Dreyfus would be making her debut in Black Widow, but postponing Black Widow and moving forward for Falcon and Winter Soldier, her reveal sort of happened in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And the way that they filmed her entrance into Falcon and Winter Soldier, the panning from the shoes up, screams to me that we were supposed to already be familiar with her. And it's oh, she's back.
Well, these boots are not made for walking. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Actually, it's Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. I know it's hard, but I don't like to repeat myself, so you can just call me Val.
Whatever the case is, I imagine that Yelena being given an offer that she can't refuse and it putting her against Natasha and the heroes would come at the end of the movie. And, maybe Yelena will see this as a chance for her to, be a hero like Natasha was. I don't know. I think Yelena's going to betray the family, but not throughout the movie, but at the end. Alexei, Melina, and or Yelena will be snapped. Now, this would ultimately be in a post-credit scene, given that Black Widow takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. It's possible that Natasha's Russian family got snapped, adding another layer to her wanting to bring everybody back.
Even if there's a small chance that we can undo this, we owe it to everyone who's not in this room to try.
It would also add another layer of emotion to her sacrifice in Endgame, since she not only sacrificed herself for her Avengers family and all the strangers that they never knew, but she also sacrificed herself for her Russian family, the father, the mother, and or the sister that seemingly raised her as a child. The very people she left in Russia so that she could be a hero in America. Now, granted, this only makes sense if they survive Black Widow. And if they're on her side, at least as far as Natasha knows. It still could play out, but the emotional layers to everything for Natasha.
You know, if you're about to tell me to look on the bright side, I'm about to hit you in the head with a peanut butter sandwich.
You know, I keep telling everybody they should move on and grow. Some do. But not us.
If I move on, who does this?
Maybe it doesn't need to be done.
I used to have nothing. And then I got this. This job. This family. And I was better because of it. And even though they're gone, I'm still trying to be better.
So those are 10, 11, I don't even know, I lost count, of my favorite Black Widow theories. What are some of your favorite theories surrounding the Black Widow movie, or just Natasha herself that may be proven in the Black Widow movie? You can go plausible, you can go out there. I don't care, because I did both in this video. So, what are your favorite theories? Plausible, bizarre, any of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the notification bell to be notified when I upload my latest videos. You can check out more Marvel content by clicking here. You can check out more theories by clicking here. Follow all my socials. The link is in the description down below. And I will see you all in another video. Bye, guys.